Welcome back to the Blackwood Garage. Today I thought we would do a short video on changing the oil on a BMW R 1250 GS Adventure. Changing the oil is a fairly straightforward process on this bike. First thing you'll do is put it up on the center stand, warm the engine up for a few minutes to get the oil nice and fluid. From there, you'll remove the skid plate, the bash plate. It's secured with several Torx screws. We'll do a close-up of that here in a few minutes. From there, you can drain the oil with a plug. It's a 10mm hex tool that you'll use to remove the drain plug. On the left side of the bike is the oil filter, and we'll remove it with a tool as well. And then finally, we can replace the drain plug with a new crush washer. Here are the supplies that you're going to need to change the oil on a BMW R 1250 GS Adventure. I've got 4 liters of BMW 5W40 engine oil. I ordered this as all of a kit from Edwards, and they included the filter as well as a crush washer for the drain plug. Other tools that you'll need is a T30 Torx bit to remove the OEM bash plate. If you have an upgraded bash plate, your removal will be a little different. There is a 10mm hex for removing the drain plug from the oil pan. And then the BMW tools, you'll need the tool to remove the oil filler cap. Not shown here is a torque wrench to tighten the drain plug with a new crush washer, as well as the oil filter, although the oil filter, when it goes back on, just needs to be a little snugger than hand tight. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is remove this bash plate, skid plate, and it requires that you remove 5 T30 Torx head screws. Once the bash plate, the skid plate, is removed, we will remove the oil drain plug, which is a 10mm. And there should be about 4 liters of oil to drain. The drain plug is magnetic, so it's a good idea to do an inspection and make sure that there is not an appreciable amount of steel that has collected, and it looks like this is fairly clean. with a new crush washer, I'm going to first clean the area around the drain plug and then hand tighten the drain plug with a new crush washer. This way you're sure not to get it cross-threaded. Next, we'll tighten the drain plug to 42 Newton meters. And then I'll clean the area again. The oil filter is on the left side of the engine, just above the exhaust. And so I'm going to put a rag in just over the exhaust to catch some of the drips that I'm sure will come out as I remove the oil filter. The dealer did the first oil change on this bike, and so I hope that they didn't over tighten this. From here, I'm going to just clean that up just a little bit. Okay, from here, I'm using an OEM BMW filter. There's the label and part number. And so to put it on, I'm going to apply a little bit of oil, fresh oil, to the gasket. Just a little coating with my finger. And then I'm going to put this on hand tight. And then this gets tightened to 11 Newton meters. Once we have the oil filter and drain plug replaced, we're going to refill the oil through the oil filler cap, which requires a tool that came with your motorcycle. I had never put mine under the seat, but that's where they normally live. And you can find these on Amazon as well. So you'll just insert it keyed in, and it should be fairly loose. Okay, now that we have the oil filler cap off, we're going to refill this with 4 liters of oil. I chose to stick with the BMW OEM oil, which is this, the 5W40 fully synthetic original BMW engine oil, and the pertinent specs there, API SN JSO MA2, satisfies all the BMW requirements. Okay, here goes the second quart, 2nd liter. These are 1 liter bottles. And we're probably going to put about 3 2/3 in, check the sight glass, run the engine, let it fill the oil filter for us, double check the level. Top it off as needed. Yes, sir. And the 4th liter. I'm not going to put it all in at first. It is nice that the capacity is right at 4 liters, though. That's about half, I'll say. No, 2/3. I'm going to put the oil fill cap back on. Which again, just kind of hand threading it. And using the BMW supplied tool just to hand tighten it. Doesn't need to be too tight. It has an O-ring built into it. From here, I'm going to start the engine, let it warm up, fill the oil filter, and then we'll check the sight glass as well as look for any leaks. Okay, let's look for leaks here. Don't see any around the drain plug. And I don't see any around the filter. That's just oil burning on the exhaust where I didn't get it cleaned up quite completely. Okay, I ran the engine for a moment or two and let it fill the oil filter up, and then checked the sight glass. It was about halfway down between the minimum and the maximum marks. The circle on the inside, the low side of it is the minimum. The top side is the maximum. So I went ahead and topped it off to the maximum. And at this point, you will reset the service reminder on the TFT. After doing that and running it a little longer to just double check for leaks, you'll replace your bash plate. and you should be good to go.